with the Stevens.
Ah,
Ding!
mine's already open.
Mine is not.
Crack it. Nice.
I don't think it has quite the same effect.
It's because it's not a real beer.
It's a well-being beer.
A what?
Well-being.
Well-being
Yeah.
beer.
It's called a Hellraiser Dark Amber.
Okay. Tastes good, but doesn't have the liquor. Or maybe just a very, very tiny percentage, right?
0 point.
Like an O'Doul's,
Yes.
but craft beer like.
Craft beer O'Doul's.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
today, talking about mediocre parenting.
I am an expert.
As am I, especially during this point in time with COVID-19.
There is a global pandemic happening
Correct.
at this time. Today's date is March 28th. So I have 2 goals for parenting. Actually, just one. Keep her alive.
Yeah.
I
agree.
feel like if I end a day, kid is still alive, I've won.
I agree with that.
I've had to really, I have to be careful about not comparing myself to other folks, because I think with parenting in particular, and it might be even more so for the mom as opposed to the dad, but I feel like there's a lot of pressure on us to do everything perfectly. If you're a working mom or a stay-at-home mom, doesn't matter, like you are expected to do all the things and all the things really, really, really well.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of pressure, and it's actually not possible
Yeah.
to do all things well like that. And so also knowing that you're not the same as everybody, and your kid is definitely not the same as everybody else's kid. What
100%.
works for your family may not work for other people's families, and that's okay. As long as your kiddo is relatively decent.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is that you got to teach them like the kindness portion of it.
True.
The respect portion, like just the fundamentals.
But your kid's still gonna be an asshole sometimes.
Yes, 100%. Without a doubt.
Well, at least ours will be.
Yes. And we're okay with it.
I'm not really okay with it, but I understand that that's not who she is always, and
Yeah.
she will have moments just like the rest of us have moments.
Yep.
But she's genuinely a kind-hearted,
Loving person.
loving soul. But yeah, so yeah, teaching those fundamentals is important. With this pandemic, so I'm still working full-time. Cody's got his small business, so he's working. Kiddo's not going to school, and now we're expected to not only do everything we were doing,
Yep.
but now we gotta homeschool our kid, right? And so what does that even mean? Like, we don't homeschool at all,
Yeah.
except for like reading at night. And now we've got like packet you're supposed to pick up.
Online
Like-
workshop type of things you're supposed to send your kids
What
to
in
do.
the world? So
different
I'm sure all the
websites.
homeschool parents are just like, whatever, COVID-19,
Just
we
another
got
day.
you. But like the rest of us are like, what? And then getting your kid on a schedule at home is hard enough.
Yep.
And then how do you do that and still work? And we only have one kid.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know that having more kids or one kid, I don't know which is harder or easier, but they are certainly different animals, because an only kid in a pandemic, they've got no people their
Yeah.
age, right? But then if you have multiple kids, you've just got the multiple kids
Yeah.
to school at different stages and all that stuff. So like, I don't know what's better.
Yeah.
But we've made the choice so far during this pandemic that our small group of neighborhood kids and families, like we're not all gathering, but we're letting the kids play outside and do some things, because I don't know long term how Josie would be affected by being solitary with just her parents playing with her. Like,
Yeah. Well, and then
we may end up
that's-
having to do that, but we haven't.
And then that's
just
super
yet.
taxing on us as well, because
Yeah.
I mean, having to have someone always there just saying, hey, will you play with me? Hey, will you play with me? Hey, will you do this with me?
Yeah, there's only so much like pretend play I can do. And
Hit my quota.
Yeah, and then it's not like I can just do whatever and like make the game kind of fun for me. No, it's like, no, mom, you need to say this, or no. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's difficult. So
Anywho.
I don't know. It's going to be a little
gonna be
interesting to
tough.
see how the next few months go with
So, I don't know.
homeschooling and all that kind of stuff?
I think our goal should be, and everyone's going to be in a different place, but Josie's a first grader, right? So missing a few months of school, you know, I don't really care. I actually think she can learn a ton by interacting with her friends, by doing stuff with us, by doing crafts, by doing yard work, by maybe teaching her more responsibility and chores at home. Like, there's a ton of learning there that doesn't have to surround worksheets for math, or, you know, we can still read with her and make it fun. We downloaded ABC Mouse, so she's got like an interactive something.
Yeah.
She can make her YouTube videos or whatever. Like, I think there's learning in this that isn't necessarily the structured what she'd get in the classroom, and I feel like that's okay.
I agree. And I think parents are going to be on either side of that. They're going to be more lenient and be okay with their kid just kind of doing their thing. And then there's other parents that are going to be super strict on how much homework they need to get done, how many chores they need to do, all of these different things. And I guess it just depends on your
What
individual
works for your do what works for your
family? Yeah.
family, man, but don't sacrifice your own mental state and well-being, because this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. I firmly believe we will be in this situation for months.
Yep.
And coming out on the other side is just going to look totally different than what life was like 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
So I think the sooner people just come to terms with that, and instead of wishing and hoping and being frustrated that life isn't how it used to be, start developing the new normal.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it will ever be the same. It just won't. It's like air travel after 9/11, never the same, right? And now it's just the new normal. This is going to be similar, only I think a much broader impact, and will take a lot longer. So it's going to be a bit of a transition and tough, but the parenting through this, I think we can all just learn how to be a closer family unit, and I think that would be the silver lining.
Yep.
Hopefully we're able to do that, but let's not freak out that we have to be a 5-star like homeschooling, stay-at-home parents.
Yeah.
Because we're not.
100%.
But I think our kids will still be okay.
Yeah.
They're pretty resilient, man.
Yep. Kids in general are.
I don't remember, my mom will probably watch this and be mad at me, but like, I don't remember them really ever helping me with homework and stuff, like ever. But maybe it was because I was a brilliant kid that just didn't need any help. That could be. But I just don't remember that, and I turned out okay, man. So.
I was on the flip side. My parents helped me a ton with homework and stuff.
And he still requires help. See, so there's no good way. I was just joking.
So either way, you can end up good or bad just depending on how your parents were. No, it just depends on the individual.
I guess we're just here to tell everybody that you're doing awesome.
Yes, you're doing a great job.
If you love your kids and you love your family and you're spending time together, you are doing awesome.
Yep.
So take that for what it's worth and know that we're rooting for everybody.
Yeah.
And don't freaking judge us.
Yeah. And we'll not judge you because
I have no room to judge anyone.
But it is fascinating because I do know like family back in Utah, their kiddos are required to do 4 to 6 hours worth of homework every single day on the computer and all that kind of stuff. So I can't imagine how taxing that is, like for the kids, like having to sit on a computer at home where you're used to playing the entire time and having to sit on that computer and do nothing but homework. But then also on the parents that have to ensure that their kids sit on that computer and do nothing but homework. I mean, it's just frustrating.
Just accountability.
But I also feel like maybe there's some leniency there of kind of letting your kid not do it sometimes, because I personally feel like the mental health portion of that and how much stress it puts on the parents, how much stress it puts on the kids, like is not necessary. So personally for me, I feel like it could
maybe maybe the outcome you get from all of that hard work isn't that much, right? Like we won't know. I think whatever choice you make is a good choice. You just have to do what's right for you. I just want people to know that it's probably okay if you don't go 120% during a time like this.
Yeah.
Know what you're capable of and do that, and it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like, kids, I think, are way more resilient than we give them credit for. And I don't know, the outcomes that we will see of this is they're not gonna happen until your kids are much older. Like, we don't know, you don't see an immediate return on the time you're investing now.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that if we invest intentional one-on-one time with our kids, and really love on them, aside from the academic stuff,
Yeah.
like if we just focused on that piece, like, what kind of gain are you gonna get for the type of human being that will become? And I hope those gains are huge. The academic stuff will come. And I can say this because our kid's a first grader. We're in a different spot than people who maybe have kids in high school that are graduating and thinking about college and scholarships, and like, that's a whole other beast. I mean, I've literally one kid and she's a first grader, so that's the only knowledge I have.
Yeah.
I just hope that what we're saying today helps people have some peace of mind, and if you're in the same boat as us and thinking a little like we do, know that you're not alone, and it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Excellent.
Cool.
By the way, I did wear the shirt for a reason.
Oh!
I thought this was quite hilarious
Yeah.
in this
Any
pandemic
toilet
of toilet paper, even though it is going the wrong way.
It is the wrong way. Thank you.
Anyways,
All right, well.
hope you guys have a good rest of your
Cheers.
Saturday, and take care.
Peace. Chink.